All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the session. We're just getting started. We're waiting for more people to join. We're also streaming live on YouTube. If you're there on YouTube, you're able to hear me, see me. Please give me a hi on the live chat. People joining in on Zoom. Hi, good evening, good morning to all of you. It's great to have you guys. We're just waiting for more people to join, and we start with the session very, very soon. If you are joining us from YouTube, just leave me a hi on the live chat. Manish, good evening. Faith, good evening. Raj, hi, good evening. People on Zoom, make sure you leave your name of the city and your name as well on the chat, so that we know you are here. Yes, yes. Great, great. Just leave the name of your city and your name on the live chat, on the chat on Zoom, so that we know you're here. This is for us to kind of know your name. My name is Aparna, and we're streaming from Bangalore, India. Hi, Mohita. Nice to have you. Yes. Chandra, good evening. Prince, good evening. Devraj, good evening. It's in a while. It's coming up in a while. Alan, good morning to you. Gopal, you're from Odisha. Good evening to you. Welcome to today's session. If you're just joining in on Zoom, just leave us a hi with your name and the city or country that you're from. Costa, good evening. Thank you for people joining in from the US. Good morning to you. Uh, we have people from different countries joining us here. Enoch from South Africa, Mustaq from Patna, Abdullah from Saudi Arabia, Faith from South Africa. Nice to have you. Devraj, it's in a while. It's coming up very, very soon. Like I said already, Abayomi from Nigeria. It's nice to have you. Okay, great, great. Great. So we'll just get started very, very soon. We have our expert speaker who's going to help you understand the top 10 automation tools that you should be knowing so that your career can grow very, very fast. And we are going to understand the automation testing engineer program, right? So this program is delivered in collaboration with IBM. So we're going to talk about the curriculum as well. But before we get there, we're also going to understand the tools that you need to know. Okay. So just before I introduce Shalini, who is our expert, I would like to understand your background a bit. So let me know if you're already from the development background or whatever your background is, just quickly let me know on the live chat. On the chat here, whatever your background is. Yes, we've got your names and the cities. Just let us know what you work as currently. What is your job role like? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Very quickly, this is just for us to understand you better. Okay. Okay. Others, just let me know what your background is like. What do you do currently? Okay, you're an IT programmer. You are a beginner, Faith. Obadiah is also a beginner. Omkar is an automation tester. You're a beginner. Someone is working as a telecom engineer. Prince is a student. Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, great. Great to have your introductions. And now that we have understood your background, we've understood where you're from, we'll also launch a very short poll understanding what your work experience is like. Okay, but before that, let me just set some agenda for the session. Remember that this session is being recorded, so if you miss something, do not worry. You will receive the link to the recording in the next couple of days along with a certificate. So we'll collect your name towards the end of the session. So make sure you stay till the end to provide us your name so that we can give you the certificate and the recording. Any questions that you have, please use the Q&A box to ask anything related to your career or automation testing. Shalini will be interacting with you on the chat, so make sure you are active there as well. But remember, questions only on the Q&A box because we might miss amidst the many messages that we get. Okay, great. So let's just understand a bit about Simplilearn as well. So Simplilearn offers digital skills across various domains, software development being just one of them. So we've got courses in cloud computing, in cybersecurity, data science, AI and ML, even in project management and the other domains as well. So we've touched more than 5 million students, learners worldwide. We've, covered more than 150 countries. So the proof is that we've got many learners from a lot of countries across the world here. That's the proof that, we are a global company and we offer many, many courses that anyone from a beginner to an advanced professional can take. Okay, so you can head to simplylearn.com to understand our portfolio of courses. Now, for today's session, we've got Shalini, who is a full stack development expert. She's got 14 plus years of experience as a Java professional. She's a very, very passionate trainer, and she's been in the IT industry for a while now. She's also coached a lot of learners who are from Fortune 500 companies. Shalini, welcome to the session, and I would like you to introduce yourself to the learners.
Thank you so much, Aparna, and a warm welcome to each and every one of you on the Zoom as well as on the YouTube. I can see the YouTube chats just going through scroll, and there are so many inputs, so many questions, and so many answers over there. So thank you so much, everyone, for providing your inputs as well. And nice to hear that some are students, some are working, IT branch or non-IT branches. So welcome to this particular session where we are going to make you understand the importance of automation. And yes, automation industry is there, and we do have lots of requirements. We talk about automation. It's not only developers. So we have requirements for each and everything in the market. It's just that you need to prove that yes, you are smart enough in that particular area. So
Right.
Aparna, yeah.
Great, great. Thanks for your introduction, Shalini. I will now just launch another poll to understand your work experience. And this answer, you can give it through the poll, not on the chat. Some of you already said that you're a student, you're working. So I would like to understand now what your work experience is. Okay, so how many years of experience you carry. Also, people on YouTube, because you're already very interactive, and very, very keen to learn. Just let us know whatever your answer is on the live chat. Okay, yeah. So if it's more than 5 years, you've got, some of you said that you're a programmer for 10 years. Just choose the appropriate option so that we know, just your profile a bit more. Prince, we will take this question towards the end. Right now, let's just understand what tools you need to learn. And then towards the end, I'll compile all the questions. In fact, Shalini will be there to take your questions. So do not worry if we don't call out your name or your question is unanswered for a while, okay? We will definitely address everything that we see as a question. Okay, amazing, great, great. A lot of you are beginners. Yes, I'm just going to end the poll here and also share the results so that Shalini can also take a look. About a third of you have less 0 to 3 years of experience, and another 1/3 of you have more than 5 years of experience. Great. So now that we have understood your profile, I think Shalini, I'll hand it over to you for them to understand top 10 tools that they need to learn in automation testing.
Sure. Thank you so much, Aparna. So welcome all of you. Any questions you have, as she said, you can put in the chat, Zoom chat or YouTube chat. We are going to continuously monitor for the same. And we will try to answer all the questions if possible, either verbally or writing in the chats. So what do you understand when you hear the term automation? Let's start with that. So you see on the slide, top 10 automation tools. What is automation according to you? Anyone?
Yes, you can type your answers on the chat.
Okay, let me ask this. How many would like to wash their clothes by hands or by washing machine? Yes, M. Sereno creates scripts to do repetitive tasks. Okay, how many are washing machine lovers and how many are lovers to wash by hands? Yes? Hands or machine? Or you can type in H or M as well. See, I'm making it simple for you. Wash by hands, perfect. Anyone else? Washing machine? No one? Do you wash your clothes? Okay, no issues. Machine? Fine. So everyone will have their preference, but definitely if we use washing machine, those who even said by hands, I totally agree. When you do by your hands, you are actually taking care of your clothes as well. So expensive clothes, I still would want to wash by hands, but then to reduce day-to-day time, I would really prefer washing machine. Exactly the same way as developers, we create websites, we create applications, we create mobile applications. And with the technology being growing so much, everyone is viewing everything on their palm held devices. We order everything on the mobile, we place orders, we do accounting, we do so many things on the mobile devices. Hardly we open our laptop, or even if we open the laptop, we actually go to websites and we are actually using those applications. Now, as a developer, when I'm building anything, right, before I can launch it for production or for the public, I need to test it. The simple example, even if I am cooking something for my guest, even before I start cooking, even before I enter the kitchen, I purchase raw material. When you purchase the raw material, you actually go and you would test each and every item that you're purchasing to make the right. If you're purchasing tomatoes, you would want to check whether tomatoes are fresh and good for you to use it or not. You just cannot buy tomatoes, make the puree, and later on you realize that tomatoes are not good enough, and then the entire efforts, time is wasted. Even in real day-to-day life, for each and every small thing that we do, we always want to validate and verify whether whatever we are using or delivering is as per the expectations or not. Why not in the software development? Now, where does the software development starts is from the analysis, from understanding the requirement. So say, for example, you see a problem and you want to deliver a solution. But before you deliver a solution, you understand the problem, you gather the requirements, you analyze the problem, and then based on that, you start designing it. And once you design, you put in all the efforts, what team you require, which type of team you require, what technology you want to use. Suppose you want to use Java, Python, .NET, C, C++, you want to use React, Angular, Vue. In case all these technologies doesn't make sense to you, it's totally fine. It's just that it's a way of creating any application, whether a website or a mobile app, whether you use Android application or iOS application. Even before you start developing, there's a lots of thought process and testing and POC goes by. What is POC again? Proof of concept. In analyzing, okay, fine. Which technology do I use? Which resources should I hire? How much time will it take? Are the efforts worth it or not? You need to verify and validate at every stage of your software development lifecycle. There are basically two types of testing. Anyone knows about them? Or maybe if I say you have white box testing and black box testing. Anyone know the difference in the both? White box testing and black box testing.
Yeah, answers on the chat. Someone on YouTube can answer this.
You can also say not heard if you haven't heard about it. And that's totally fine.
Yeah, I think today people are a little hesitant to answer.
Maybe they might not be aware of, maybe not heard. Okay, Shivendra. So, see, white box testing is I'm a cook. Yes, that's perfect. Modika has to do with code. No issues. White box testing is I'm a cook. So I am developing an item. I am testing each and every ingredient before I go ahead and make the item. That is white box testing. What is black box testing? I I make you a guinea pig and I say this is the item, go ahead and taste it. You don't know the ingredients of the item. You don't know how the item was cooked. You don't know when the item was cooked. But only what you are doing is you are just tasting it and telling me the taste of it. Okay. That is the difference in the white box and black box testing. White box testing is done by the developers who basically develop the code. So they know in and out of what is going in the application, how they have created and everything. So that a cook also does before that item is served for testing, right? Black box testing is now the application is created, it is up and running. Definitely, it is not there for the public to use because before the public can use, before I serve to the end customers, I want the item to be tasted by someone. Exactly the same way, before the application can be used by someone else, I need to be able to test it whether login is working fine, registration is working fine, are the items getting added in the cart or not, is the bill being generated, does the bill looks the way I want it to be? When I click on checkout or payment, am I getting the payment options or not? Now, how the payment option appears, how the cart icon appears, how the items get added in the cart, I don't care about it. Black box testing is all about testing the functionality of the application. That is what is all about testing. Now, say for example, you have a login page. Okay. So, okay.
Should I stop sharing my screen?
No, that's fine. Okay. Just tell me if this is visible. Annotation is visible? Yeah, right? So say for example, I have a login page, a simple one, where I have a username text box and a password text box. Okay. There is also going to display an error message. There is going to be a login button. Now I want to do testing of this one single page, that is entering the credentials, username in the text box, entering the credentials, password in the text box, clicking on the login button. Now, when we do testing, we don't do testing only for a success scenario. So we do testing for if I enter the right credentials, user 1 and password 1, it should show me a success message and then take me to the dashboard where it displays whatever it has to do. If in case I'm entering wrong credentials, user 1 and password 2, it displays a warning message or error message saying credentials are wrong, please try again later, right? Now, the two ways of doing this testing. One is I manually go open a web page. I manually go and type in the username and password. I manually click on the button. I manually check if the error message is coming up or am I going to the next page. When I go to the dashboard, what content is there on the dashboard? Now, this is just one login page I'm talking about. When I talk about a website or talk about a mobile app, it is much more complicated than this. You don't have only one single page. You have multiple links, you have multiple pages, and each and every page needs to be tested thoroughly. If you do everything manually, those who like to wash their clothes with hands, yes, you can. So, and everything is not automated, right? I can wash the clothes in machine, but still for costly or the clothes with work, I'm going to still wash by hands. Exactly the same way we have manual testing. What to do in manual testing? You manually open the website, you manually enter. If there are 100 pages, you as a human being or a tester is testing all the 100 pages for all the conditions and scenarios. Instead, how about I automate this? Okay, I say I'm writing a script or I'm writing a code. I tell the code which page to open, which website to go, which text box is the element to access, what data to feed in the text box, what happens after the text box is empty, if there is username and no password, if there is password and no username, if the credentials are correct, if the credentials are wrong, when I click on the login button, what should happen? If there is an error message, what should be the text of the error message? If no, when I go to the dashboard, how it looks like. This is for one page, and I have already given you 5 to 6 scenarios to test for a single login page with simple 2 text boxes. Just imagine a complex web page or a complex mobile app with so many layers, so many pages, so many text boxes, so many forms, and so many links. How about I write a script and I tell the script, okay, do this. Advantage tomorrow, if I add new features, right? So say for example, today I had a login page, I had a registration page, I had a dashboard, I had say add to cart items, I had a link to see my previous orders or upcoming orders, I have a page to see my previous invoices generated. I don't have a payment gateway integration. I haven't done that. So right now I'm taking COD, that is cash on delivery. It's a new website. I don't have that funds to be able to implement the payment because it requires, like it's costly. I mean, I have to pay to the payment gateways for integration. So I choose not to do that for now. Once my business runs up, I would add the payment gateway integration. Okay. Now, these are the minimal things I require in an e-commerce application. I developed the website. I have written the test cases for the same. I have scripts to which I tell, okay, go to login page, go to register page, add these values in the text boxes or form fields. Go ahead, click the button and check for the messages. Advantages, I can run the script n number of times. I don't have to, it's just in the nights also before I go and sleep, I can just tell the script to run, and when I come back in the morning, it would be run and a report will be generated. It also allows you to generate a report, which you can see later on. You can showcase to your managers as well that, yes, I've run the test cases, and even to your customers or clients for whom you're developing this application, for them to have a look at the test cases that you have run. Tomorrow, you add a payment gateway integration. You want to test the payment gateway integration feature, but at the same time, you also want to test the previous application if anything broke because of a new feature added. I don't have to manually go in all the pages. I add the payment gateway integration. I write the scripts for testing this payment gateway integration, and I run all the scripts which are created before and now together. So I can rerun, retest, regenerate reports, add a new feature, retest if nothing breaks, remove any feature, retest, nothing breaks. So it allows you to automate your testing. That is nothing but automation, and it provides you with efficiency because as you can see, minimizes repetitive manual tasks. Yes, when you write scripts rather than you as an individual doing it manually, because as human beings we also get tired and there may be some human errors. We also get accuracy. It allows us to scale because as you saw, adding new features, I don't have to manually test the previous part of the application. I can just run the previous scripts to check if adding a new feature still allows me to access the previous features. And yes, it is cost effectiveness. Believe me, if you don't write testing, you don't write test cases, you may lose customers. That is one aspect of it. But apart from the customer, you may have loss on monetary terms. You may have loss on reputation. So there are many risk factors that is involved if your testing is not proper. So testing is a very important aspect in any IT application development so that you don't lose customers. So there was an example where in US there is a store called as Target, and I mean I was there in US, and I do remember that particular scenario where every customer swiping the credit card, the information was getting redirected to a hacker's website or a hacker's database. And it went on for much pretty days. And when it came, I mean, there was no loss. There was no monetary loss as such for Target and the customers. Nothing. I mean, I don't remember any money being credited or debited from my account. No one used my credit card for any misuse, but it was a heavy blast on the reputation of that company, and they fired the CEO with immediate effect. It has happened. And this is not just one example. There's an example of Sony as well. There's a news channel for that. And there are many, many examples. If you do not do testing, there is a loss of reputation, and more than monetary loss of reputation, getting that back is very challenging. So people come to you only when they trust on you. Otherwise, they don't come to you. So if I have a trust that my data will not be misused, is only when I will be coming to you and doing business with you. Hence, testing is very, very important. If your application code is of 1 lakh lines, your testing code will be of 2 lakh lines. Your testing application may take 16 hours. I've seen that. Writing and automation testing for a complex project takes almost 16 hours to execute the test scripts. It even takes so many hours. Just imagine you doing manual testing for 16 hours. Can you wash clothes for 16 hours? I don't think so, right? But I can wash hundreds of clothes in a day, 10 times a day using washing machine. So that's the difference of using automation over doing manual testing. Now, definitely, if you want to automate something, you need some tools to use it. Can we go on to the next slide, please? Okay. So there are various tools. Why so many tools? Do we have to learn all of them? Oh, no, no, no. It's not that. See, it says that we have Samsung, we have Sony, we have OnePlus, we have Apple, we have so many brands. Why? अरे सबको धंधा करना है. Everyone wants to earn, right? So every company is coming up and manufacturing their own mobile devices with their own company. They all come in with their own pros and cons. Some are costly, some are cheap, some are good for gaming, some are good for cameras, some are good for storage, some are good for security. What is your budget? What is the requirement? You go ahead and choose that particular feature. Same way in software development as well, you have lots of tools available from different companies. Which one you choose is purely your requirement. Okay, or instead of saying it's your choice, I would say it's the company's choice where you're working in. There are many factors that goes behind on deciding which tool to use. First, definitely the purpose. So if I had only one Apple, so I have only Apple company for iOS. I don't have any other company. I don't have any choice. For iOS phone, I have to go to Apple. But for Android, I have so many companies. So first, your purpose. What is the purpose? How many tools are available for that purpose? Which tool provides with what features? Which one is costly? Which one is licensed? Which one is open source? Which one provides long-time support? Which one has a good, strong team for any bugs in the tool while I'm using the tool? What resources I have available within the organization? There are many factors that goes behind on deciding which tool you would use for testing. Now, the most famous ones which I have been using is, okay, which I've seen being used and I have been using are Selenium is on the top. Now, why is Selenium used? Selenium is used to test websites. So you have a website, you have links, you have buttons, you have images, you have audios, you have videos, you have file upload dialog box, anything and everything you want to test. Selenium is the to-go tool to test the websites. It's a black box testing. Okay. Um, Advantage of Selenium, it provides writing Selenium scripts in at least 10 plus languages. You can write Selenium script with C, C++, Java, Python, Node.js, just name it. It provides support with lots of languages. And Selenium has been growing over the period. It has strong community support. It is the oldest of the tool that's available. It has almost all the features. It has been growing. I've seen that, adding new libraries to it to be able to test new features that you get in a website. So, website testing, Selenium is the to-go that I have seen. Cypress, so you want to test a website, you want to do the black box testing, Selenium is the one that you generally use it. Cypress, so when you create a website, you have various frameworks that's available. Okay, I'm just writing the names. If you're aware, it's fine. Otherwise, you can search online later, or maybe if you join a course, you may come across it. So, say for example, I have a website created using Angular, or a website created using React, or a website created using Vue or any other framework. To test the front end application, hence it says JavaScript frameworks. Cypress is the to-go library or to-go tool for that. Okay, I've used Cypress as well. It's awesome. I mean, it so smoothly automates testing an Angular application, opening a web page, clicking on the links, typing in the text boxes, clicking on the buttons, doing the right click, scrolling through the pages, everything. It's very smooth and very awesome. Cypress is a JavaScript framework which is used to test the front-end framework applications. Mobile devices you want to test. Appium is something which also I have used for testing iOS and Android mobile applications. Catalan Studio, I haven't used it, but I'm aware of it. So basically, Catalan Studio is something which is for beginners. Initially, just want to get your hands on to understand what is automation testing. You may go ahead with Catalan. Okay. Uh, Not much. I haven't seen that used much. Jenkins, oh my God. From past 2 years, I have been delivering lots of trainings on Jenkins. If you see, it also says CI/CD. CI/CD is nothing but it is continuous integration and continuous development. As the name suggests, as you are developing the application, you are integrating the application with Jenkins to automate the build, testing, checking for securities, vulnerabilities, and at the same time, deploying it to the production. So CD is continuous development, or it is also called as continuous deployment. So developers develop the application, they give it to the Jenkins, so it integrates with Jenkins, and parallelly Jenkins is building your project, running the test cases for any new features that you have added, at the same time running the test cases for the previous features as well. And if everything is well and go, it goes ahead and move it to the production server, and it's live. You don't have to do anything. It's just the first time effort that you have to write the code that integrates your application with Jenkins. Once done and dusted, it's very easy. You just code it, you just fire a command, you give it to the Jenkins, done and dusted. Building, testing, deployment, everything is happening automatically. You do the development, you give it to the Jenkins, you sleep, you come back in the morning and you can see for any errors, or if it's on the production server, voila, it's done and dusted. So it's that awesome. Okay. Robot framework is basically a wrapper around Selenium, which providing with more features of Selenium. Postman, it's extensively used. It's again one of the tool wherein you can write scripts, where you can automate testing specifically of something called as REST API. I'm sorry, I'm using lots of jargons, but this is a technical webinar. So I guess technical jargons meant to be there. It's totally okay if you don't understand what is REST API. The REST is not resting, huh? So don't worry about that. It's not, you're not going to rest. You're going to develop APIs. So it's about that. So yes, REST APIs are used a lot. Testing REST APIs, you use Postman. Then you have Test Complete, again a separate tool for testing web, desktop, and mobile. Yes, GitLab. So this also I haven't used much. GitLab CI/CD, again, you can integrate Jenkins along with GitLab for your continuous integration and continuous deployment. And then you have one more called as Playwright, which is again one of the tool available by Microsoft. So that is pretty much about what is automation, why do you need automation, the advantages of it, and the various tools that are available. Any questions, anyone? Can we move to next slide? So I'll just take a pause over here.
Yeah. The next slides are the 3 top tools. I guess you've spoken about them, but let's wait for questions. If you have questions, please put them on the chat. No questions as such on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Either I've explained very nicely so I can pat myself,
Yes.
or else everyone is just listening.
Yeah, I think someone has already said that.
Uh,
Explanation.
okay. So just a walkthrough, I already discussed the tools. So Selenium, cross-browser testing. Cross-browser implies Firefox, Opera, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. So you can do testing on multiple different browsers. As I already discussed, multi-language support, integration with CI/CD. Indeed, you can integrate with Jenkins, Maven, Git, and you can continuously write test cases and continuously give it to these tools for running your test cases. And it provides you with grid. So it's basically for parallel testing on multiple devices and environments. Strength, scalability, community support, and it is ideal for application testing. Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Cypress. Cypress came in, I guess, after around 7 to 8 years of Selenium. Selenium was very, very popular. Cypress, if I remember it correctly, it's I guess 4 to 5 years, not before that. Selenium is way 15 years and more. Selenium has grown a lot, but when Cypress came into market, I've seen Cypress also used. So when I travel to various companies, I have seen Cypress also being used a lot for developing and testing a JavaScript framework. So you have Jasmine, you have Karma, you have Protractor. These are again libraries and tools for testing front-end frameworks. You have Jest, just to name a few. And then overall, we have Cypress, which allows you to do integration testing. So that is where Cypress comes into picture. So real-time reloads, built-in time travel, automatic waiting. So when you click on a button and it's getting data from backend, or when you click on the payment button, so it goes to the bank, validates, and then so it says, right, please wait, do not click on the back button. So you also need to test for that scenario that after how much time you're getting the response. So that is what automatic waiting is. So yes, speed and reliability, developer friendly, and it's available for JavaScript applications.
Great. Just change the slide. Yeah.
Jenkins is an automation server. It can be integrated with Maven, Git, Docker, Gradle, any of the other technologies, even Node.js, Python, you just name it, and it provides with 15,000 plugins for integrating with different tools and libraries. It provides parallel testing, flexible configurations, and yes, Jenkins, Selenium. I mean, the three tools that's chosen, they are chosen for a reason because these three tools are used extensively in the companies. Even I have been delivering, I have been developing, and I've seen a lot of these three tools. For you, Modika, you know manual testing, so that's awesome because we hardly find manual testers now, and I really hats off to the manual testers because they know in and out of testing. So you are a very, I should say, uh, a genuine candidate for automation testing because you understand the testing in and out. To start with, I would say you can start with Selenium. That's the best. Because for Cypress, still you need few things to learn, but for Selenium, just one particular language, whatever you choose or whichever course you enroll for, but you will enjoy doing testing with Selenium. Um, Okay, so Orion, no, there is. What is the reason we did not mention any AI automation tool? The reason being, this webinar is not for the AI tools. It is for automation tools. Automation tools which are used for testing applications.
Right.
Hence, we did not focus on the AI specific tools in this particular session. We will have a separate session for the AI tools. But this is basically for the testing of the applications that we develop, mobile and websites.
Yeah.
Hence, focused more on the automation tools for testing websites and mobile application developments. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next slide.
Yeah, I think there's just one more question
Yes.
from Postman slash REST. What is the use real time?
Ah, without REST, no applications communicate.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's as good as, okay, I am in India. I don't know, but I am sure we may be having people from outside India, definitely in this webinar.
Yeah.
Just imagine that suppose I have a person from France who is in this webinar.
Yeah.
He or she knows French, don't know English. I know my mother tongue. I don't know English. Can we communicate? No. There is an application Java. There's an application Python. Two different languages. They want to communicate with each other. They want to send data across each other. We create REST APIs for two applications written in different languages. The way English is a standard language for communication generally, likewise, we create REST APIs that understands a common language that is JSON for applications. So that is what a REST API is. That is what I can explain you in just, in the time that I have. And Postman is used for testing those REST APIs.
Got it. One more question.
Mohita, you can start with Selenium, as I said, and you are a CSC graduate, so perfect. I think you should start with Selenium.
Right. So one more question that came in
My
before.
company uses Word
Please
documents
on
for
the
test
Q&A box
plans.
so that we don't lose them. Is JMeter also an automation testing tool? That was another question we got.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Ashok yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I think I'll move to the next slide. We'll see, we'll have more questions taking in. Yes.
yes. Yeah. So you would actually need one language to know, maybe Java, Python, JavaScript. Again, depends upon if you have a base of any one language. You can go ahead and maybe start with Selenium if you're newbie to testing. And using that, you can go ahead with Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python, Selenium with JavaScript. It will be easy initially to start with. Uh, yes, when you learn Jenkins and all, you actually get to know what is CI/CD and all those processes. You have version control systems like Git, Bitbucket, GitLab. You need to know all those. It's very important. And familiarity with AI and machine learning for yes. So again, someone said that we've not introduced AI much. So we don't introduce AI tools. But then if you are interested into AI, we do have that option as well for the test automation, which are AI tools can do it. Yeah, soft skills, you need to be able to have a good communication skills. We don't need, see, communication doesn't requires you to know very heavy English vocabulary. I don't think I'm using any of that. It's just plain English, plain simple words. But just communicate with confidence, and that is what is required. Maybe a team worker. So you should be able to work in a team. without bringing in your any personal stuff in between. That's very, very important. And you should be a problem solver. At least try to think of any solution that you have. So yeah, that's all that I would say that you would require when you want to go to any company for a job or to learn for a tool.
Right. Okay. Great. So I think we have covered all bases with Shalini's, detailed session on what kind of tools you should be focusing on. Mohita will take your question in a while, but right now we have a question for you. Now, you tell me what is exactly stopping you from becoming an automation testing engineer? A lot of you have already posed these questions and got them answered as well, but it will help us if you kind of answer this question as to what is your hurdle. Sorry. Just a moment. Yeah, here you go. So I've just launched the right poll. What is exactly stopping you from becoming an automation engineer? Just answer that question. Even people on YouTube, if you can kind of let me know whichever is your concern. Yes. And try to answer within a minute so that we can proceed with the session. Right. One quick suggestion for Shivendra, Mohita, and everyone else, please put it on the Q&A chat, because let's say some more interactions come, we will lose your question. So put it on the Q&A chat. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Faith also feels that there's no program that has a fully comprehensive curriculum. Okay. So I'll just end the poll right now. Here you go. So a lot of you feel that there's no practical exposure. Some of you feel that, your work schedule doesn't allow, or there's no curriculum, or you find it hard to learn from pre-recorded lessons. Fair enough. Okay, great, great. Now, all of these problems are actually addressed with this particular course, which is called the Automation Testing Engineer Master's Program. Now, one major point of concern that all of you had is the practical exposure, right? So be rest assured that you're going to get a lot of it through this course, because this course is launched in collaboration with IBM. Now, this one is an 8-month long course. So you have enough time to learn, practice, and upskill yourself and prove yourself to be capable in this particular job. You just have to spend about 5 to 10 hours a week. So let's say people who said that, this particular course does not fit your work schedule or whatever, upskilling does not really work or sit well with your work schedule. This is your solution to that problem. So you just have to give in about 5 to 10 hours a week, and there are cohorts that you will join. So you will have sessions along with a group of learners who are from diverse backgrounds. Okay, so just some highlights, which I'm going to talk about in the upcoming slides, is that you've got 200 plus hours of applied learning, which means you also learn via practice. You get to understand 15 plus tools, including the ones Shalini mentioned. So you will have access to them. And then the best part is that to test your understanding, test your understanding, also implement your learnings. You've got projects at the end of each lesson and at the end of each phase. Okay, so we'll understand what these phases mean when we talk about the curriculum. And towards the end, I think I'll show that to you right now. Towards the end, you have a capstone project. Now, how this capstone project helps and what are these the phase end projects, you will understand that while Shalini explains the curriculum. So Shalini, if you can quickly take them through the curriculum of this course.
Yeah. So basically, of course, it starts with induction when you join any particular program. Then you would be, so phase one basically, it will cover any language that is required for that particular tool that you have enrolled for. So it will be planning and understanding about automation and why do you need it and all that stuff. Then the phase two is where you actually do the functional testing, and you actually write scripts to be able to automate your websites or mobile applications. Now you have functional testing as well as you have non-functional testing. So maybe load testing, integration testing. So there are various non-functional testing as well. Uh, you need to understand that areas also. You don't only test for functional areas, functional programming. So that is where the non-functional testing comes into picture. You will be deploying your projects on the cloud. So you definitely need to understand about how to automate the deployment on the cloud and to be able to do all that automation. Once you learn all these things in the four phases, uh, see, when you learn phase one today and when you complete phase four after 6 months, as an individual, even if you ask me, I will forget what I did in phase one. Capstone projects are the place where you actually develop something integrating all the concepts that you have learned in the previous four phases. That gives you a chance to revise all the concepts that you have learned and to implement them. So, believe me, learning parts independently uh, versus combining all of them in one single project is challenging. So when you do independently, it seems very easy. But when you actually integrate and create a complex project, in that case, you actually understand and learn and you actually enjoy. So when your caption project is complete, the efforts that you must have put in creating that project is worth it. So you actually enjoy doing that. So that's all about the flow of the program.
Great. Thanks so much. So along with this, you also have a couple of electives from IBM, Docker Essentials and Introduction to Containers. And so that is why you get access to a comprehensive curriculum that fulfills your requirement of understanding automation testing as a whole. And with the 8 months, you have sufficient time to learn by practice, like what Shalini said, right? So Shalini, I think already has covered these tools and why they are important. I don't think we need to touch upon them one more time. But this course will touch upon the tools that she had mentioned. You remember Selenium, Jenkins, and also Postman and REST. So I think you now remember these tools by their names, and I don't think you need to understand why they're important. So this program covers all of these tools, and then you also get practical understanding
Nice.
of how they are used. Yeah. You wanted to add something, Shalini?
No, that's fine.
Right. Great. And then we have one capstone project towards the end. So, Shalini, if you can just highlight how this capstone project works and what they will do.
So you can see it says Project One e-commerce. So create a dynamic web application using Java, Hibernate, MySQL, Docker, Selenium, TestNG, JMeter. It's okay. You don't have to get confused or lost in all these technologies. I will not say it's easy. No. Everything requires efforts. Everything requires time. I always believe in it's difficult until you know. So even if today I ask you what is 2 plus 2 for you to, Shalini, it's 4. Just go on and ask this question to a 4-year-old. Wait. He will actually count on the fingers 2 plus 2. So for a 4-year-old, 2 plus 2 is challenging. It's difficult. So it's all about that. Until you know it's challenging, it's difficult. And yes, you have to put efforts and times that will be there. So you develop a capstone project, maybe an e-commerce application, maybe banking application, maybe it can be uh, uh, it's like e-commerce is so common. So like Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Zomato, anything you can create, and you will be able to mimicking those business scenarios and writing test cases for the same.
Right. Got it. Great. Thanks, Shalini, for that. And no one has posed this question, but Shalini, maybe you can help them understand the industry trends and how this role is shaping up in the future.
So it has been growing. I've seen automation testing with time. So maybe 10 years back, it wasn't that popular 15 years back, but now I've seen that companies enforce on doing the testing of the applications created so that when they move it to the production or to the public, they open up the application. They want to make sure that it is as per the expectations of the client. So the automation testing industry has been growing, and I've been delivering lots of trainings and creating lots of projects using these tools. So as I already mentioned, Jenkins, GitLab, Maven, AWS, so AWS, Azure, that is for Microsoft, all these tools, Selenium, Cypress, they are a huge demand in the market. They have, and they give you and they give you a good salary as well. So it's not that you have a stable job, you have a stable salary. Yes, you will be working, but it's also like testing is something which may give you a leverage of relaxation over the developers. Maybe a bit, but don't be under that impression that, oh, okay, it's a cool job. No, you do need to put efforts in that as well.
Right. Understood. Great. So then as for being a part of this course, you can be a fresher, you can be a software developer, anybody who's working in the IT or has an IT background can apply. And of course, a technical degree is required, a BTech or an MTech. So if you're still a student, you can still apply because you will be considered as a fresher, and you will gain all these skills and then become job ready eventually with the help of Capstone projects and the other projects that you do, right? And this is a certificate that you receive towards the end. So just to quickly summarize, you will be understanding all the different phases of testing. You will be doing a Capstone project towards the end. You will get access to 15 tools that are also automation testing tools, right? And you will be able to test a whole application, which is how you will get the practical exposure that you said you need. And the best part is that because this course is launched in collaboration with IBM, this certificate will obviously give that credibility to you, saying you have an industry recognized certificate, right? So that is how you're going to get visibility in front of your employers. And along with this, you also get Simplilearn's Job Assist program. Shalini has, I think, a couple of questions to take. So she was mentioning that she wants to take questions now. So Shalini, we just have a couple of questions for you, actually. If you can just take them.
I've answered one. So how much knowledge?
Yeah.
I answered one is how good is the automation? So believe me, to answer that one, I delivered a training on testing for the people with 25 years of manual testing experience.
Wow.
Just imagine if after 25 years of manual tester, they're learning automation testing. I don't think I have to say anything else. How good is automation for the people with the manual testing experience?
Yeah.
How much knowledge of programming language? How much? I mean, you need a knowledge of programming language. There is no quantitative measure for that. Uh, but yes, you do need at least a sound knowledge of at least one programming language to start learning automation testing. So
Great.
I guess that's all from my side, Aparna.
Yeah, I think we're done with all the questions. Shalini, it was great having you. It was great listening to you again in the session. Thanks so much for your time. Any closing thoughts before you leave?
No, just practice, practice, trust on yourself, and things will fall apart. So just believe in that. And thank you so much, everyone. And thanks, Aparna, for hosting me.
Thank you,
Bye
Shalini.
bye. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah, I am going to be taking questions, on the course. So what I've done is that I have shared the link to the course page here on the chat. So you can check the course feed there. I'm also keeping the chat box off so that the link does not go away. Why am I not sharing the course feed directly is because we've got people from different regions and it's going to be hard for me to convert to different currencies. So it makes sense if you just open the link and see it for yourself. And let's say you are actually interested in, enrolling in the course, then you can select a yes on the poll. So I'm just going to launch a quick poll. If you are interested, please give a yes on Zoom. For people on YouTube, you can click on the link in the video description and then submit your interest and talk to a learning advisor, right? So I'll finish summarizing the program for you. Quick enrollment steps. You have to submit in your application there. There's an admissions panel that reviews your application. They should be coming back to you soon. And then you are offered an admission. You pay the fee and you're part of the program. Yeah. So the program actually starts on the 27th of November. We're 20 days away, but that does not mean that you can't apply now. Please do not delay because we are taking enrollments for the January cohort right now. and we'll be closing in enrollments very, very soon. Yeah. So once you select a yes, you can expect a call in the next 24 hours at least from a learning advisor, and you can discuss any queries that you have, whether it's about your financing options, whether it's about how the course exactly helps. I was also mentioning, the Job Assist program before Shalini left. So the Job Assist program actually helps you build a resume and highlight your profile to employers. So we have got partnership with IM Jobs in India and Talent Inc. in the US for this purpose. You will be able to apply for, you'll get a free premium membership for 6 months. And then through that, you will be able to highlight your profile to potential recruiters. Now, another benefit is that you also get interview help. So we don't guarantee a job per se, but we're preparing you for any job that's coming up. And that's because of the confidence that you would have developed after completing this course, right? So although if you see the learning environment, I mean, you will get access to the learning management system as well, where you can access the whole learning material and also the certificate. So you will be able to see that you can unlock the certificate after finishing a certain level of the course. So what I recommend is finish the whole course, get your certificate, and then use the job assist to your advantage, right? So you can do that. You can be a part of this program by selecting a yes on the poll. Another way to do that is to scan this QR code and drop your interest on the course page. Yeah, but a quicker way is to drop a yes here because people will know that you're interested. You don't have to enter any details. Your details are automatically shared with people. Mohita, if you have a question, please put it on the chat. Sorry, on the Q&A box. And who else had a question? Do you cover any tools outside the curriculum you showed? So see, the curriculum is developed with a purpose to obviously help you become an automation testing engineer. So there you can't request as such, but you're free to learn this tool, outside of this course as well, apart from doing this course. And I mean, you can get advice from your program advisor here about how to go about learning a certain tool that you had in mind. But the program advisor won't be able to exclusively devote their time to teaching that tool to you. Okay. Which portal Simplylearn Assist to get the job? No, Simplylearn Assist, Job Assist is a program that is in partnership with IM Jobs. Remember, we don't guarantee anything. We prepare you for that. I'm reiterating this so that there's no misunderstanding. Okay, great, Mohita. Thank you so much for your interest. So like I said, we don't guarantee that you will get a job. We're preparing you to get a job. That's the difference. Okay, we're giving you help. We're offering help in resume, preparing your resume. We're offering help in preparing for interviews, and also obviously giving the interview and shortlisting of your profile will happen only when the employer likes you. So that is why using this course to your advantage is important. I mean, when you become a part of this course, use it to the maximum potential possible. And that is how you're going to gain the confidence that you will actually be able to get a job, right? So because it's a whole new ball game altogether. Yes. So it was great bringing this session to you. I hope you all enjoyed listening to Shalini. If you've missed something, this session has been already streamed on YouTube. Just head to the YouTube channel and you can watch the recording there right away. Okay, great. So I'll just also stop this poll if there is nothing else. If you don't want, I mean, if there's anyone else who's interested, just a few more seconds. I'm just going to keep it live because now I want to collect your feedback. We want to understand how the session went for you, how you liked it. Yeah. So here you go. I'm just going to launch this poll here that is asking you to rate us. So give us a rating. Let us know how you liked the session. 1 being minimum, 5 being maximum. Okay, thank you so much, Faith, for your time. Please, what is this program about? Chinoso, please just, go back on the stream a bit. You will be able to understand what the program is all about, or you can click on Automation Testing Engineer, the link in the video description on YouTube to understand more about this. And also project management, there are many videos on YouTube available, so on Simplilearn's YouTube channel. Please kindly watch them. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for giving us a 5. Now, the most awaited poll on certificate. So I'm just going to now launch another poll on certificate. Just give me your names here so that we can send out your certificates to you. Okay, yeah. Yes, so enter your name. In the poll that I've launched, enter your full name. Okay. Only about 25% of you have given this. I need to close this session very, very soon. So please make it a little quick. Remember to enter your actual name. Do not give us random names. Okay. The name that you want on the certificate. Your certificate will look something like this. Okay. And you can share it on LinkedIn as well. Thank you, Faith, for your rating. Means a lot. Okay. Okay. I'm keeping it live for another minute and I will have to close the session after that. So if you still want to get the certificate, please enter your name here. If you still want to take a look at the course, remember I have shared the link on the chat box. Please take a look at also other courses in the software development category. Any course that you're interested in, feel free to drop your information and someone will contact you. If you have selected a yes here and you want to take up another course before you take up the ATE course, it's totally okay. You can still tell them that. Okay, great. Thank you so much once again for joining in on a weekday evening and a weekday morning. It's great bringing this session. I'll see you once again, right, in another session with another topic. Yeah. Bye-bye then. Have a good day.